I'd like to start by thanking everyone for coming. I know you all have busy days, and this means a lot to see you here. I was born on August 11th, 1999, in Inglewood, Colorado. I have lived in Highlands Ranch my whole life and have not once moved houses. I have one of the best childhoods, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Before sports filled our family's lives, my family took vacations every summer to somewhere in Mexico, and there I remember some of the best memories. I went to elementary school at Acres Green Elementary, and then to Rocky Heights Middle School, and then to Rock Canyon High School. Elementary and middle school were good times, but soon I learned high school was much different. My freshman year of high school really sucked. I get that people are mean and life's not perfect, but I had no clue people were that mean. I didn't have the best experience at Rock Canyon, so I started looking to transfer. I primarily looked at two schools, Regis and Valor. To be completely honest, my first choice was Regis, but unfortunately they had too many students, so I ended up going to Valor. I know God is prominent in both schools, but I feel like He purposely put me in Valor, and I'm ever so thankful for that. My experience at Valor was nothing short of amazing. Sophomore year was kind of a shock to me. I learned that English isn't just nouns and verbs, which is all I learned in my freshman year. There's these things called modifiers and these Friday vocab tests, which I always forgot to memorize the week's vocab words. Besides the academic part, sophomore year was great. Everyone at Valor was so welcoming, and not once did I feel like I was the weird new girl, and I have Cass, Ashton, and Hannah to thank for that. That year, I also tried out for the volleyball team and got in JV. I wasn't disappointed at all, to be honest. That season was so much fun, and about halfway into the season, I started swinging up to varsity. We made it to the playoffs, and before I knew it, I was the starting libero. And for those of you who don't know, that's the girl wearing the different colored jersey. We then made it to state, but our run was unfortunately cut short. We were up 2 games against Montrose, and then ended up losing in a 5-set match, and I'm still salty about it to this day. Sophomore year went on, and I loved it. I met so many new people and with such beautiful hearts, and started to learn more about my faith and my walk with God. Junior year started rough, as many of you know, but I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. Just a few hours prior to getting kicked off the volleyball team, Jamie Heiner and Miss Tessone gave me a way to deal with the person I was becoming. I sat in one of the offices above the stadium and accepted God into my life with my best friend sitting next to me. That experience was one of the best memories I have from high school, and that is what is for my mission statement. My mission is to spread happiness in the Word of God through everything I do. I would like to influence people through glorifying God in my successes. Junior year was one of the hardest years academically, especially when you decide to take 2 science classes, an AP class, and the ACT 4 times. But I definitely made some of the best memories, and one of my favorites being meeting a cute kid at a baseball game and soon after getting to sit next to him in Bible class. Overall, junior year was one of my favorites despite all the shenanigans I got in. Senior year did not start as I expected. Don't be fooled when people tell you senior year is easy, because it's not. Even with only taking 5 classes, senioritis is real and it hits you hard. Besides the hard part of senior year, I tried out for the volleyball team once again and made varsity. I was also elected one of the captains along with Allie and Delaney, who made the season so much better. This past volleyball season was by far my favorite. Overall, we were 21-7, and of course, we made it to state. My favorite game of the season was senior night, because I finally got to achieve my lifelong dream of playing front row, and seeing Kelsey play back row made it all the better, even though she is probably better at it than me. Another, er, so senior year went on, and I finally got to sit front row at the football games. And when I didn't park in the visitor lot, I got to park in the senior lot. This year, I also committed to play D1 volleyball at the University of Texas at El Paso. And for those of you who don't know, El Paso is at the southeast very corner of Texas, and I can basically see Mexico from the campus. I'm going to study biology in the hopes of becoming a pediatric dentist someday. I'm so lucky to be able to go to a school like Valor, where God is working in so many ways. This leads me into my thank yous. So I have a lot of thank yous, but I have to keep it short. So thank you to all the faculty at Valor. I would especially like to thank Mr. Stone for helping me strengthen my beliefs and always challenging me in my faith. Thank you to my prayer partner Amy for always being with me and always being in the best mood. I'm going to miss you. To the volleyball team, I'd like to thank you for so many great times we had. And 2 of the best memories I have were beating Creek in our crazy first home match and getting 3rd at state. I would not have wanted to end my senior season with any other team. I love you guys. And Courtney Lane couldn't make it because she's super sick, but I would especially like to thank Courtney Lane. This past season was one of the best because of you. You constantly brought a smile to my face, whether it was your dance moves or your short sweatpants. Can't wait to see what you do in the next 2 years at Valor. Love you. Ashton, we have honestly been through it all. Thank you for the constant love and support are one of the happiest people I know, and I admire that about you. I can't wait to see what you do at Azusa. Love you. Catherine, thank you for bringing so much joy to my life. I met you when I was 12 when we were playing club volleyball, and luckily we got to reunite again for several more club seasons. I look up to you in so many ways. I admire your positive attitude and humor. An example being like that one time you made our whole team think you were quitting volleyball, but then notoriously came back for one last season. I cherish every moment on and off the court I got to spend with you. Thank you for being you. I love you, Fishy. Alicia, thank you for being my best friend and doing the stupidest things with me and always being there when I needed you. I'm going to miss going to lacrosse games with you, singing Girl on Fire with you, and most of all, the endless laughs you bring to me. Thank you for having such great pets, too. I'm going to miss you so much next year, but I know you'll do great things at CSU. I love you. Eric, I don't even know where to start. Thank you for letting me sit next to you in Bible last year and being my best friend when things got tough. Thank you for admitting you had a crush on me because I would have never known. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to leave you in a few short months, and I'm not sure how either of us are going to survive because there are no Tokyo Joes in El Paso or Liberty, Missouri. I'm so thankful that God gave me you during one of the hardest parts of high school, and you have stuck around even with my sassy attitude. You're what every girl dreams to have as a boyfriend, and I'm so lucky that you're mine. I love you so much. Cole, I know you say you're not going to miss me at all next year, but I know deep down you probably will just a little. Thank you for growing up with me and letting me punch your tooth out that one time and begging mom and dad until we finally got a dog. Thank you for letting me be the child who gets to go to a private school and giving up your dream to go to Valor just so that I could be happy. You're one of the most selfless people I know, and I envy you for that. I'm also jealous because I know that you are the favorite child and mom and dad could never get mad at you. I'm so grateful that we weren't the siblings who fought all the time, but instead we were the ones that loved each other endlessly. And I think this is the right time to apologize, so I'm sorry for that one time I flipped over our toy red Jeep because I really wanted to try going up a big hill of dirt. I'm going to miss watching you play baseball and our ice cream runs. Most of all, I'm going to miss your nightly visits to my room just to say night, love you. Can't wait to see what you do in your last 2 years of high school. I love you to the moon and back, Cole. Dad, thank you for providing for our family and giving me the great opportunities that I have, like being able to play club volleyball, go to Valor, and so much more. I look up to your work ethic and your constant striving to make yourself and our family better. I don't think I've ever told you this, but I really appreciate your efforts in getting as much gluten-free foods as you can because of me, especially those gluten-free taco shells, and I'm sorry we haven't had pasta in over a month. Thank you for teaching me that I have to work hard in life and that nothing is given to me, for teaching me valuable but tedious lessons such as balancing your checkbook, which I'm sure no other kids have to do. You are so firm on your expectations and principles, and that is why I aspire to be like you. Even though you say that I'm not allowed to buy new clothes until they have holes in them or to use every last bit of ketchup in the bottle before opening a new one, I know it's all out of love. And lastly, thank you for teaching me that God will not give you anything you can't handle. I'm going to miss you so much in college, and I love you. Mom, I don't think any amount of thank yous will describe how appreciative I am of you. I literally do not want to go to college because I won't be able to see you every day and because I depend on you for everything. I think I text you more times in one day than I Snapchat Eric, and that's a lot. I'm going to miss you driving me down to practice in every single one of my games. I'm going to miss you seeing your bright face at every one of my matches, but I know you will come to El Paso every chance you get, even if Dad makes you take a road trip with him. You're everything that I want to be in a well-rounded Christian woman. Your passion for serving others first and yourself last is incredible. Thank you for always putting our family first and pushing me to be the greatest I can be, even if that means you telling me to do something over and over again 100 times. Even though sometimes I think you're a helicopter parent, you really aren't. And I'm just being a diva because you literally let me do almost anything I want, and I'm so grateful for that. You're the epitome of a perfect mom. I can tell you anything, even though sometimes I don't, and you'll never get mad at me. I don't know how I'm going to leave you or home in a few months. I love you to the moon and back.
We have time for Q&A on words of encouragement. So anything you would like to ask Abby or words that you would like to share with her?
There's one thing you could change in life, would it be?
Like anything? I wish that I wasn't going to college so far from home.
Brandon.
Okay, I've never told anyone this because I'm still so embarrassed, but sophomore year, I was coming up from the bistro with like lunch and a drink from the bistro, and I just like fell up those stairs. And I think like so many of the seniors at that time saw me, but I never told anyone.
Do you think you'll be able to handle Texas?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I really like it where I'm going, so I think I will. But I don't know.
If you could take a piece of Colorado with you to Texas, what would you take? It's not a human being.
Probably the snow, like lots of snow.
If you could if you could take a piece of valor with you to Texas and El Paso, that's not a human being, what would you take?
Like the faith and just how everyone's so like happy about like learning about God and stuff. Robo.
Yeah, they have like a theme song that like played always when you're walking around. Like,
I have no idea. Like, any ideas? Okay. I just don't know.
Okay, good job. Everyone gather around Abby and pray for her.
Time lords. Just everything around me, get nervous.
All right, gather around, friends, family, get closer. She's not that scary. I'll open us in prayer. Amy, would you close us in prayer? And then anyone who would like to pray for Abby, feel free to do so. God, thank you for Abby. Thank you for where you have brought her from and where you are leading her to. Would you go with her and bless her? Would you protect her? Would you remind her of truth? And would you keep her from those who would want to do her harm or would speak lies over her? And would she always be able to remember the truth that you've given her about who she is and who you are? So thank you so much for your time here at Valley.
Dear Heavenly Father, so thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for everybody that's able to come today. Thank you for this Valor community, family, teachers, staff, for helping Abby through this journey. And thank you as they go along and help others. And thank you in helping Abby in everything that she does, and for all these seniors as they go along their path. And keep them strong in their faith. In Jesus' name I pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for today and just for getting to hear from Abby and hear from her heart and from her childhood and what she's learned and how you've worked in and through her since she was born until now. God, I just pray that as she starts this incredible journey of college, that you will guide her steps and that you will use the joy and the love that she has for people in a remarkable way, whether that's through the volleyball team that she's on or kids that she sits next to in class. God, you're going to use her in incredible ways. And I just pray for the transition with her saying goodbye to her family, that you will just be with them in this time of change and transition, and that you'll keep her going strong for the rest of the year. Even though senioritis is kicked in a little bit, she's almost done. We thank you so much for who you are and what you're going to do in and through her. And we pray.
Amen.